Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Paco, get it together. Our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we look for interesting bits of news all over the place from our city, from our state, and our country. And when we don't find them, we come up with stuff. Well, we don't make it up, but we just go looking for interesting cultural stuff that you might find fascinating. And today it's going to be all about flowers. There was not a lot of news out there, but we take this information, we combine it with your contributions, whether they're questions, ideas, or suggestions, and we hopefully put all this information to good use as a community of English-speaking locals. If sounds like something you would like to do, just grab your favorite beverage and stick around for the next 20-25 minutes as we unveil the knowledge we've put together for you. But first, it is Tuesday, May 23rd. It is warm. My alarm clock has a temperature indicator, and it was late last night. I was trying to fall asleep, and my bedroom was 31 degrees, and I said to myself, Paco, just turn on more fans. And so I adorned myself with a number of fans. How are you keeping cool these days? Please feel free to share your comments, and we'll take a look at that later on. And speaking of comments, if you're going to write something that you wish to get acknowledged one way or another, something that is truly important, it helps if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. Otherwise, we'll assume that you're just having a lovely conversation among yourselves, which is also fine. And of course, there you go. Claude says, sit in the river often. That sounds like a great solution for a warm day, as long as it doesn't start raining up in the mountains, because then the water will get a little brown. And that there's nothing wrong with brown water, especially when it comes from the mountains, but it's not as nice as a clean stream of water flowing down a river. Anyhow, today, let's get on with the news, the little news that we have. But, it is fun news, particularly because somebody asked about this a few days ago. We announced it, and now it is around the corner. Mexico's internet shopping extravaganza, known as Hot Sale, will begin this coming Monday, May 29, and will continue until June 6th. This is the 10th edition of Hot Sale, and even though it is primarily an online event, a number of stores will also feature in-person promotions. I took a quick look at the website, which is probably the best thing to do, because in their official website, you will find the logos of some of your favorite brands and shops, and you can see what you find there. As always, some of these special sales may seem really exciting, but it does help a lot to look at the fine print just to make sure that you're getting your money's worth. And this is nasty. You are looking at caca water. Once again, the Pueblo Mágico of Sayulita is in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Apparently, Tribuna de la Bahía received a video sent by local fishermen showing thousands of liters of sewage oozing onto the sea, onto the ocean from a broken pipe. The newspaper contacted authorities that replied by stating that they were in the process of fixing the problem. But this does beg a bigger question. Even if they patch the pipe that leads to the ocean, one has to wonder, where does that pipe end? I mean, they're just throwing sewage into the ocean further down. It's still sewage that is being spilled onto the ocean. It doesn't matter how you sugarcoat it. The situation is unfortunate, as sewage problems have plagued Sayulita all throughout its existence and have even threatened its position or its labeling as a Pueblo Mágico. The surfing may be great, but there's no way in hell you will find me swimming there anytime in the near future. Swimming in a pool sounds a lot more appetizing, particularly with this weather, which now points at 29 degrees. Humidity is not as high as yesterday. It's 52%. I suppose we should be grateful for that. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 85. Our weather forecast for today says clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon with a high of 32 and a low of 22. Tomorrow, Wednesday, a humid day with mostly cloudy skies, a high of 32 and a low of 22. And Thursday will be humid with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 32 and a low of 22. Now, as I mentioned just a second ago, the news pickings are slim, so we're going to endeavor to give you all kinds of reminders of things that are going on this week, most of which have to do, with pride. Starting with this one, which we mentioned before, and we'll gladly mention it again, the first time ever LGBTQ Mexican-style kermesse will take place, or kermesse. I don't know where you put the accent in English. In Spanish, we call them kermesse. This will take place today at the Isla Rio Cuale, although the flyer doesn't say what time. I think we had previously announced that it was going to be at 6, but don't hold me liable for that. This will include traditional food and beverages. There's going to be a kissing booth. There's going to be folkloric dancing and so forth. And that happens today. Again, I assume sometime in the late afternoon. We also mentioned this before, but as long as they have created a Facebook event, we'll mention it again. This is the ongoing Mexican fiesta organized at Quinta Paloma that features 2 live mariachi bands. This is going to happen on May 26th. And the cover is 550 pesos, and that includes dinner. Reservations are strongly encouraged. On the same date, and this would be Friday, Mexico de Colores, an all-male folkloric dance troupe will perform at the Los Arcos Amphitheater from 8 to 9:30 p.m. According to the announcement, the company uses Mexican folklore as a foundation for their performance, which is a combination of cabaret, pantomime, theater, satire, and comedy. And of course, Banderas News reminds us that the Puerto Vallarta's annual running of the drag queens, formerly known as the Pulpito Drag Derby, will take place this coming May 27. I believe that's Saturday. It's an afternoon street party in which contestant drag queens have to run from one place to another against the clock and complete a number of tasks. In these photos, we can see some drag queens lovingly pummeling down a Donald Trump piñata. I kind of hoped for a Marjorie Taylor Greene piñata this year, but only God knows what they have planned. Also coming up this weekend is the monthly beach cleanup promoted by Boca de Tomate's Sea Turtle Camp, which will take place on Sunday morning starting at 7 o'clock in the morning. It sounds like too early, but that's when the weather would be probably comfortable to be cleaning the beach. And after cleaning the beach and after your disco siesta, the Puerto Vallarta Gay Men's Chorus has announced its Pride concert titled The Show Must Go On, and it will be presented on Sunday, once again, May 28th at 6:30 p.m. at Act 2. The concert aims to raise funds for the chorus and will feature an auction and raffle so you can show your support while enjoying the music. And this is what we have for today, but because I figured it wouldn't be enough, I figured today is a good day to talk about flowers. Why? No specific reason, but there is a number of interesting facts surrounding the flowers of Mexico because there are dozens of them, and what I mean by that is dozens of endemic flowers in Mexico. We're going to start today with this one. This is the dahlia. And the first thing you want to know about dahlias is that they are the official national flower of Mexico. But you may also want to know that they are edible, and they can be found in a number of recipes, some of which date back to Aztec times. Now, without a doubt, this is my favorite Mexican edible flower. This is the huauzontle. It is an actual herb that resembles amaranth, and that may not seem interesting enough, but huauzontles, the flowers are eaten whole, including the branches, and are an absolutely delicious treat, one that unfortunately we don't see a lot of here in Puerto Vallarta. They are usually covered in an egg-based batter, and they're fried, and they're served with tomato sauce on top, and they're absolutely yummy. And the way you eat them is actually not conventional, because you look at this and you think you want to grab a fork and a knife and cut them. Well, that's not the way you eat them. If you notice in the photograph, there are stems. So what you actually do, hold on to the stem, you take it apart from the whole chingadera, you put it into your mouth, and you run the flower through your teeth so that you end up with all the meat of the flower in your mouth, and you end up with a stem that is just the stem. Kind of like when you clean your weed and you throw away the stems. That's what you end up with the huauzontles. And huauzontles are so yummy. It is unfortunate that I don't see them a lot in restaurants. The only place where I have seen them prepared was a million years ago at Purum Pum 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 Pum. You're getting a lot of static on the microphone. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it'll go away. Anyhow, the only place I've seen them was at Casa Cúpula a million years ago when Chef Cesar was there, and I haven't seen them anywhere else. If anybody has seen huauzontles being prepared anywhere in Puerto Vallarta, I would love to hear about it. Now, here's another flower that a lot of people know. It's called the Mexican marigold, which is extremely popular around the Day of the Dead celebration. And their use also dates back to the Aztec culture, as they were used in important ceremonies. And of course, these guys are called an anthurium, and they're also native to Mexico. They are low maintenance, easy to propagate, and can help alleviate allergies along with getting rid of insects. And of course, last but not least, there are many others, but we're not going to discuss them all. We couldn't talk about native Mexican flowers without mentioning the poinsettia, one of the world's most recognizable Christmas flowers. The Aztec grew them as medicinal plants, and now they are commonly known as house plants in many areas. And that's our little treaty on Mexican endemic flowers, or flowers endemic to Mexico. And now we're going to take a look at your comments just to see what everybody is up to this morning, beyond your wonderful good mornings, which I very much appreciate all the time. Let's see. Congratulations, Judy, who has just moved to a new home in Lomas del Coapinole. The view is beautiful. Good for you. Let's see what else we have. Doody doo doo doo. Many good mornings. Many good mornings. And more good mornings. And more good mornings. My 37th is... Oh, this doesn't have a Q, so I don't know what I'm congratulating people for. But congratulations! Anyhow, let's see what else we have. Albert is dealing with the cold, with the hot weather, with a beach chair and a chelada. That sounds yummy. Let's see what else we have. Yes, yuck, Sayulita. I used to go swimming there, but haven't in a long time, and I am not about to go there. Let's see what else we have. There's a queue here. Can you get an air conditioner during the hot sale? We'll have to check out the website. Thanks. If the question is, can I get one? I don't know that I will want to pay for one. Can you get one? I am sure that there's got to be at least one store or more selling air conditioners during hot sale. Let's see what else we have. Doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. There's another queue. Thank you. Evaporative cooling towels are inexpensive and really work. Amazon.com.mx has them. This is so true, Evan. I know this because my dear friend Michal gifted me one, and I carry it everywhere. These are the kind that you soak in water, you wring them, and then I don't know what you call this when you do this with the towels, and then you wrap them around you, and they are indeed cooling. Let's see what else we have. Doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. Albert says sound, and then Scott says getting lots of static. And yes, I know we have a loose connection on the mic. It's actually a bad XLR cable that I haven't replaced because I cannot find short XLR cables in Mexico. If anybody's coming to Puerto Vallarta from the States and wants to schlep me a short XLR cable for my microphone, I would be so grateful. Bob comments, I wish there was a flower shop in Las Juntas where I could buy fresh flowers for my home. In Las Juntas, well, I'm not familiar with the shops over there, but yeah, I hear you. Let's see what else we have. Dun, 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 dun. There's another cue. Thank you very much. I love the flower talk. Very interesting. I'd be interested in learning more about edible flowers. Fair enough, Gail. I will be happy to do some more research about these. There's been a couple of restaurants where I've eaten beautiful salads with edible flowers, and I'll be happy to do some research for you. Thank you very much for that, Sherry. I call that move flicking it. That's the move of with those little towels. Thank you very much. Pat says, I love nasturtiums and you can eat them. Do they grow in PV? I have no idea. But I will definitely go and Google them and see if they can be edible and they can be found here. Costa Jefe says, shake it out. Well, that's what we're talking about. Shaking out those fresh towels so that they can, those moist towels so that they can keep us fresh and comfortable. And speaking of fresh and comfortable, it's time to turn the fan on here at Coffee and Headlines headquarters. And it's time to wrap up our broadcast for today. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll twitch the cable that is attaching the microphone. I know that if I touch it, it'll generate a lot of noise, which is why I keep my hands off. Let's see. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. That is big spam from Betsy Munich. I don't know who the fuck you are, but take your spam elsewhere, woman. You're gonna be banned. And that's all we have for today. Have a good day, and I'll see you again, son. Soon. Son. Soon. Yes. Soon. Tomorrow. Bye-bye.